USFFL, we are back with more games tonight, a triple header, and it is already underway, so let's get started. Give me a second here to get it set up for you. All right, let's get over here. Okay. Okay. All right, so we've got both the links out there. That should be good. Need to double check here. We are full screen. I'm off mute. We should be good to go. We're going to start by looking in here at an AFC West matchup. Broncos and Chargers. Give me a second here. I'm sorry, Broncos and Raiders. Give me a second here while I get a couple other things set up here for the broadcast tonight. All right, 2nd and 6 play call here, and nearly an interception. Got the split roll. So here we are. Both teams are 4-5. 4-5 Raiders at the 4-5 Broncos. Raiders are coached by Paul Conti, and the Broncos are coached by David Kukofka. They are both tied with the Chargers at 4-5. All three of those teams trail the Kansas City Chiefs, who are at 6-3. So they're all 2 games behind the Chiefs. And all 4 teams in action tonight as Chiefs at Chargers follows as the nightcap. 3rd down and 6 here. Big red zone play here for the Broncos. And David Kukofka on 3rd and 6 is going to try to run for it off tackle. He got it on the card he wanted, but Melvin Gordon with a bad roll in his wrong column just picks up a yard. 4th and 5 at the 10, and the Broncos will bring out Brandon McManus for what will amount to a 27-yard field goal. And he shanked it. Sorry, I was looking away, checking the sound for a second. A roll of 11. He shanks that field goal, and we remain scoreless. 0-0. This is one of 3 games going. Let's go ahead and see if we have another game up and running that we can look at. So we're still waiting on Commanders, Texans. Pittsburgh Cincy is already underway, and we're going to check on that now. We'll try to keep track of as many games as are running at once, if my voice and the PC will hold out together. And looks like we are locked up here, so bear with me. We've already had comments from the earlier games that there's been a higher propensity for tech issues lately, so we may be in line for what we would affectionately or not so affectionately call one of those nights. All right, we're going to stay here for a second, and we'll check in on Commanders Texans if it posts. Otherwise, we're going to hold a little bit on that Cincy-Pittsburgh game, see if they can work out some tech issues. Let's take a look at how we got here. So it looks like the opening possession went to the Denver Broncos. An 8-play drive, 2 first downs, set up a 27-yard field goal that was shanked. Raiders on their first possession now, 5 plays in. Or I should say this is the 5th play. They're facing a 2nd and 6 at their 34. Here's a pitch out. Josh Jacobs, and he's going to get just a yard. Nice call on the defense there. Coach David Kukofka saved himself a first down. Would have been 6 yards and a first. Instead, it's 3rd and 5. And Coach Paul Conti switches to the shotgun. 3 wide receivers splitting out here. Here's a quick slant over the middle. 2 linebackers in zone, and it's incomplete. So good call there by Coach Kukofka. Left those 2 linebackers in the middle, and that forced the incompletion. And on 4th and 5, Las Vegas is going to be forced to punt from their own 35-yard line. It's a decent punt, 48 yards inside the 20. Fielded at the 17 by Montrell Washington, and a nice return of 15 yards. Sets up the Broncos with pretty good field position here. 1st and 10 now at their own 32, their 2nd possession of the game. Broncos, we mentioned, are 4 and 5. They're coming off a 33-8 resounding win over the Titans that snapped a 4-game losing streak. There's a first down run for 8 yards by Latavius Murray. Sets up 2nd down and 2. Defense guesses run, but it's a pass short, and that's good for 11 yards. Jerry Jeudy has it. Across midfield, the Broncos are again 1st and 10 at the Vegas 49-yard line. Vegas present challenges defensively for Coach Paul Conti. They are rated very poor against the pass and just poor against the runs. Now, 1st and 10, Broncos going to go 2 tight ends. Latavius Murray stays on as your tailback. Russell Wilson back to pass. He is looking short, and he was going for Cortland Sutton, but that ball is picked off. Intercepted by the Raiders at their own 37-yard line. And a nice return across midfield by Nate Hobbs. 19 yards on that interception return. Russell Wilson forces the game's first turnover, and the Raiders take over possession, 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Nothing yet from Commanders Texans. We'll check in on them soon. We'll give another shot here on the Bengals-Steelers game. That's a game that was already underway earlier. First down run by Josh Jacobs went for 6. It's 2nd down and 4. Conti keeps the offense in a blocking back set. And another run call off tackle to the right side, Josh Jacobs. And this time, Josh has got himself a short gain. Hits that on the Denver defensive card. That's good for 18. Jacobs now 5 carries, 34 yards, and the Raiders have entered the red zone. 1st and 10 now at the 20-yard line of Denver. We mentioned how poor the Raiders defense is. As far as their ratings, the Broncos are rated average to good defensively versus either the pass or the run. Safety comes up close here, showing blitz out of the 3-4 for the Broncos. Raiders still in their normal run set. But here's a first down pass, screen, linebacker in zone, and that's good for 3 yards is all. Tackle on the play by Alex Singleton. That would have been a touchdown pass if there was no linebacker in the zone, so credit to the defensive coach there. 2nd down and 7 at the Denver 17-yard line. Aha. Washington and Houston are underway. Let's get that game number. Now back to the red zone. Here's a pitch out, Josh Jacobs, and nothing doing. Defense calls run, and that's the difference. 3rd down and 7 at the 17-yard line. Broncos already had their red zone opportunity and shanked a chippy field goal. Raiders looking to convert here on 3rd and 7. Coach Conti's going to split out 3 wide receivers. Out of the shotgun now, back to pass. Looking short and going to Devontae Adams. That's good. And an 11-yard pickup. 1st and goal, Raiders at the 6-yard line. Raiders tackles are pretty good pass blockers. The interior of their offensive line is where their vulnerability lies. Broncos don't have much of a pass rush to speak of. 7 is their best rating there. On 1st and goal, 2 tight ends. Here comes a run right at the middle and pick up a 2. Another good call from defensive coach Kukafka. Limits that to a 2-yard pickup. 2nd and goal at the 4. Safety's up showing blitz here. Still in the 2 tight end set. Jacobs in the deep eye. It's a run up the middle to Jacobs and a key by the defense. Good call. They lose 2 yards. Another great call by the defensive coach. And he got the roll to put it on Jacobs' card, and that makes it 3rd and goal at the 6. 1st and 2nd down plays, net 0 yardage. And the Raiders, who are 2 of 3, I believe, indeed, on 3rd downs, 2 of 3 on 3rd downs. They need another one here. 3 wide receivers are going to split out. Derek Carr out of the shotgun here. Jacobs beside him. And finally, the play call. Derek Carr takes the snap, back to pass, looks short and no good. Pass intended for Darren Waller, and on the defensive card with 4 men there. Pass was no good. So 4th and goal at the 6. On comes Daniel Carlson for the chippy 23-yarder. It's good. There is a penalty. So let's see where that is. Offsides against Vegas. So Denver could back them up. They can kick again, and they will. 4th and goal now at the 11, and so a 28-yard field goal. Attempt coming here from Daniel Carlson. And it is up and through. And with just over 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter in Denver, the Raiders jump out in front, 3-0. Let's see if we can take a look and see what's going on in Washington. Check out the other games here. So Broncos is the only one we have up. Let me pull this again. All right, we are now live from Houston. Texans hosting the Washington Commanders. Commanders coached by David Mugman. They are 3-7 on the season. The Houston Texans coached by one of our 3 rookie coaches this year, Rudy Gobin. He has his Texans at a 3-6 record. Game scoreless, 11 minutes left first quarter. Texans, I think, have lost a couple in a row, if I'm not mistaken. That's indeed true. In fact, the Texans have lost 3 of their last 4. First down pass there for the Commanders out to the 31-yard line. Commanders are 3-7. They a streaky team. They lost their first 4 games. And after going 0-4, they won 3 in a row to go 3-4. And now they've lost 3 in a row again. So a very streaky team in Washington. There's a snap fumble. Carson Wentz puts it on the ground, and looks like the Texans are going to recover. And so the game's first turnover here. Texans were 3 and out on their opening drive of the game. They're going to get the short field here after that fumble. And back to pass, looking short, and Davis Mills is incomplete. Pass intended for Chris Moore. 2nd down and 10. Here's a little hitch over the middle. Commanders have a couple of linebackers in that zone. But it goes to the offensive card, and a great roll for the Texans. Short gain, a 17-yard pickup to Brandon Cooks. Out to the 48-yard line, 1st and 10. So the dice betray the Commanders, who had 2 linebackers in the zone. Texans out near midfield now, 1st and 10. Looks like Cincy and Pitt still having tech issues. The Jets and Patriots have resumed. We'll probably check in on that as well. Little flat pass is incomplete. Davis Mills was targeting the tailback, Dameon Pierce, 2nd down and 10. Three wide receivers splitting out here. Here's a 2nd down run, pitch out, going for the edge, and they're only going to get 3 yards. Dameon Pierce couldn't get the block he needed from that right end. And so 3rd and 7 here. Texans now in Commanders territory at the 49-yard line. 3 wide receivers split out here. Davis Mills stays under center, nickel defense from the Commanders. And Davis Mills back to pass. Looking short and a receiver opportunity. No good. O.J. Howard. Short pass right. Howard got snake eyes. Not good for him. 4th and 7, and the Commanders get the stop, and the Texans are going to punt from the 49 of Washington, and that's going to sail way into the end zone. 62-yard boot right through the end zone, and so with 7:48 to go here in the first quarter. Still scoreless in Houston. Commanders take over at their own 20. Let's see if we can't find out what's going on with that New England game. All right, and we are now resumed in New England. Patriots are 8-1. Best record in football, but they're knotted up with the Jets, 13-13. Early third quarter. Patriots 1st and goal at the 6. Now, I thought that's where this game left off, so I'm not sure if they've run a play. But here comes the play, and it is back to pass, looking short and incomplete. Mac Jones missed it on his card on the wrong column. We'll come back there as that game might be locked up again. Back in Denver, Broncos have tied it up with a 45-yard field goal from Brandon McManus. 3-3. Tie ball game. Looks like they might still be having those tech issues there. So let's go ahead and stick for right now. Let's pick a game and stick with it for a little bit. Let's stay with this game that's running pretty smoothly right now. Broncos Raiders. Raiders just on the Denver side of midfield, operating 1st and 10 out of the 2 tight end set. First down run is a pitch out and just a 1-yard gain. Coach Kukofka with a run call that held it to a 1-yard pickup. Excuse me. And on 2nd and 9, Raiders now out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers are going to split out here. Mac Hollis into the slot. Broncos will stay in the 3-4. So they will not exactly match up. Here's a sideline pass to Devontae Adams, and that's going to be a yak opportunity for him. And Adams is going to actually lose a yard on that. Devontae rated B for yak. Not the best roll. 3rd and 10 now. At the Denver 48. Broncos bringing the extra secondary now. 3-2-6 dime defense. One of those safeties up close showing blitz. 3 wide receivers out of the shotgun is Derek Carr. And back to pass and looking deep, going to Devontae Adams, but he's going to be flush. So it's going to be a second target out here. A dump off to Mac Hollis, and he's got it. And he's got a first down. Mac Hollis took advantage of the 0-man column. got himself a 13-yard gain down to the Denver 35-yard line. Here's a look at the division these two teams are in. Broncos and Raiders is what we're looking at. They're both 4-5. And the Raiders now from the 22. We just got a short pass to Devontae Adams. And here's a pitch out. Josh Jacobs gets hit his column on wrong, and he still goes nowhere. That time, the Raiders got what they wanted. Josh Jacobs on wrong on end run. And got the card they wanted, but a 5 on the roll. It's a 0. No yards. 2nd and 10. Jacobs already 11 carries. With almost 10 minutes left before halftime. 2nd and 10, 3 wide receivers split out. Shotgun formation, defense out of the nickel. And it's a run up the middle. Josh Jacobs and just 2 yards. Went to the defensive card and 0 linebackers in zone. Just missed the short gain. Good result for the defense. 3rd down and 8 now at the 20. So safety still responsible for that deep zone. 3-2-6 defense here again. Broncos in the deep dime. Showing blitz. Derek Carr out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers again here on 3rd and 8. And we'll see what Coach Paul Conte has in mind here on 3rd down. There's a back to pass looking short, and it's no good. Incomplete. Derek Carr intended for Darren Waller on that play. Incomplete on Derek Carr's card. 4th and 8. And from the 20-yard line, here comes a 37-yard field goal attempt by Daniel Carlson. It is up 2 through 10, and it's good. And with 8:42 to go before halftime, the Raiders, with another field goal, have moved back out in front, 6-3 on the road in Denver. Touchback on the ensuing kickoff. Let's check in at Houston, where the Commanders are out in front, 7-0. Texans have the ball at the Washington 39. Commanders scored on a 13-yard run by quarterback Carson Wentz. 2nd and 10, Texans run it, and just 4-yard pickup. Actually, just 3 yards. Low usage running back containment limits Rex Burkhead there. 3rd and 7 at the Washington 36. There's a look-in pass over the middle. 2 linebackers in the zone and incomplete. So that's going to force a 4th and 7. And the Texans, they want to go for a field goal from here. It's 2 through 7 for a 53-yarder. Range goes out to the 39, so the variable could fail him, but it shouldn't. 2 through 7. Here comes the 53-yarder. Kaimi Fairbairn. Kick is up, and it is no good as it just misses to the left. 2 through 7 was needed. The Texans get a roll of 8, and it remains a 7-0 lead for the Washington Commanders in Houston. Taking a look here, I think the Jets are still having trouble. We're going to hold off before we check on that again. Back now in Denver. Raiders up 6-3. Broncos with the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Two tight end set. Javonte Williams, the tailback. Here's a pitch out. Williams going to try to get to the edge, and he is brought down after just a 3-yard gain. Divine Diablo on the tackle. Just missed a short gain on the defensive card. 2nd and 7 now. Broncos at their own 41. Same offensive formation, Raiders. Counter with a 4-3. This time it's an off tackle. Javonte Williams going to that left side, and he's going to get brought down after just 4 yards. The result was +7, but he was limited by the low usage containment. That'll cost him the first down there. 3rd down and 3 at their own 45. Latavius Murray comes in as the tailback. Still in the 2 tight end set. Big 3rd down opportunity. It's a flat pass to Latavius Murray, but no, he doesn't even get it off as there's a sack on the play. Russell Wilson is brought down by Max Crosby, and it is 4th and 9. Denver will punt from their own 39. Max Crosby on that play. His 10th sack of the season. And that is good enough, as I recall, to be 2nd in the USFFL at this point. After the punt, Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 19. They're still up 6-3. 5:24 remains before halftime. There's a run up the middle, linebacker in zone, and he called run defensively and stops him at just 2 yards. Good call by the defense. 2nd down and 8. Multiple games having tech issues tonight. You can take a look at it there. Jets and Patriots started long ago, and I think they're still having tech issues. We'll check in again shortly. Cincy and Pittsburgh, same story. So a couple of games pending with tech issues. 1 game already completed today, and 2 others working right now. And on 2nd and 8, Raiders going to split out 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Jacobs behind Derek Carr, who will stay under center. Broncos again responding to that 3 wide receiver set with the normal 3-4 defensive set. Broncos electing to keep their linebackers out there. Here's a pitch out. Josh Jacobs going for the edge. He's got 6 yards. That'll set up a much more manageable 3rd down and 2. Vegas at their own 27. Jacobs now 14 carries, 60 yards here in the first half. Raiders have had some success on 3rd down tonight. They're 3 for 6. Looking for another one here. And despite the short yardage 3rd and 2, they're going to split out 3 wide receivers. Jacobs still the tailback. And the Broncos still countering with that 3-4. There's a run right at the middle. Josh Jacobs, and he's going to get himself a first down. 5-yard pickup. He actually had a split roll for a +15, but needed a 2 or a 3. Moves the sticks nonetheless. 1st and 10. Raiders at their own 32. Jacobs was the NFL's biggest back last year, most successful back, 340 carries. So he can carry a load, but he's already got 15 here. First down pass and incomplete. Derek Carr was looking for Devontae Adams again, short, but Carr missed it on his card. 2nd down and 10. Raiders coming into this game after a loss to Indianapolis, 41-27. Now 2nd and 10, the Raiders again. 3 wide receivers are splitting out. This time Carr is in the shotgun. 3-4 again here from Denver. Here's a little flat pass out to the side. That's good. A yak opportunity presented itself for Foster Moreau, and double sixes on the yak roll got him a net of plus 21. So a big completion there for Derek Carr to his tight end as the Raiders cross midfield. Now 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line of Denver. 2:42 remains before halftime here. Update from Houston. Commanders still up on the Texans 7-0. Texans with the ball near midfield. And there's a run up the middle by the running back. Damian Pierce breaks through for a 44-yard pickup. Our live look-in in Houston just presented a big play as the Texans are suddenly into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the Commanders' 18-yard line. We're going to stick here as the Texans at home looking to tie it up. There's a first down pass, hitch over the middle. That's good. Caught for a first down, 12 yards. There is a penalty, and it's going to wipe it off, holding on the offense. That was a 12-yard hitch on wrong to Brandon Cooks, but wiped away with a holding penalty. 1st and 20 now for the Texans at the Commanders' 28-yard line. Davis Mills back to pass, and he is looking short, and it's going to be actually scrambling now, and he's got himself a nice pickup, 8 yards. Gets him back into the red zone. 2nd and 12, Texans now at the Washington 20. So we'll see what Coach Rudy Gobin has in mind offensively to get himself a better 3rd down opportunity. And looking to pass again, Davis Mills. Backs up, surveys the field, looks short, and that's going to be incomplete. Davis Mills on the defensive card got the interception split roll and missed it. So 3rd and 12 now at the Washington 20. Raiders, we're going to live look in here real quick. 3rd and 10 at the Denver 47 on the plus side of the 2-minute warning. And it's going to be a first down pass. 1st and 10 at the 36. Back to Texans. A field goal attempt by Kymie Fairborn is up and good. Needed a 2 through 9 and 12. And that field goal has cut the Washington lead to 7-3. Texans are on the board. Kymie Fairborn, a 45-yard field goal. And the Commanders now up 7-3. Will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25. Just over 5 minutes remains before halftime. We're at the 2-minute warning. Now back in Denver. Raiders still on top 6-3 here. 1st and 10 at the Denver 36. There's a pitch out. Going to the edge is Jacobs, and he's going to be brought down after a 5-yard pickup. He does not get out of bounds. And both teams content to let the clock roll. Now down to 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. 2nd and 5 at the Denver 31-yard line. 3 wide receivers split out for the Raiders. Carr stays under center. Jacobs is behind him. Broncos out of the nickel defense. 2nd and 5. Here's a little dump pass out to the side, incomplete. Derek Carr could not hit Mac Hollis. And looking at Derek Carr's flat pass right card, it is not the best card. Misses it there. 3rd and 5 at the Denver 31. Josh Jacobs, 16 carries in this game. Derek Carr, 15 passes. So pretty good balance from Coach Paul Conti. He's got a big 3rd and 5 coming up here. 3 wide receivers again, splitting out. Carr out of the shotgun. Broncos out of the nickel defense. Daniel Carlson with plenty of leg to hit it from here. And here's a little dump pass, flat. And it's going to be a yak opportunity going to Foster Moreau again. And this time the dice not so friendly. Foster Moreau brought down with a 3-yard loss. Tackle on the play by Baron Browning, and it's 4th and 8 at the 34. Clock runs down to 52 seconds, and a 51-yard field goal attempt, I think, is what we're going to get here from Daniel Carlson. From here, it should be 2 through 8 and 12. Variable, not a factor. Here comes the kick. It is up, and it's good. And with 45 seconds remaining here in Denver, the visiting Raiders get their 3rd field goal of the game and take a 9-3 lead. Just over 2 minutes remaining in Houston. Texans trailing still. Commanders up 7-3. There's a 1st down button hook to the tailback, Damian Pierce, and he's got himself 10 yards. As the Texans will move the sticks. Texans have outgained the Commanders in this game so far, 135-128. But the Commanders on top 7-3. A couple other games pending. We're going to go ahead and check in on that Jets game again, see if maybe that ID's working good after all. Here's a deep pass by Davis Mills, and he's got his man, Chris Moore, hauls it in, 28 yards. Davis Mills with a roll of 11 on his card, gets his number. And at the 2-minute warning, the Texans suddenly across midfield, 1st and 10 at the Washington 39-yard line. Sideline pass and a 5-yard pickup. It's a pretty good pickup on the defensive card there. Chris Moore with that catch. 2nd and 5 at the Washington 34. Here's another flat pass. This one's incomplete. That time to Nico Collins, and it's going to make it 3rd and 5. Now, I've got a problem where my icons are not working. I can't pull anything up, so I may close this game. Let's get to halftime here, though. Third and 5. Here's a pitch out. Damian Pierce going to try to get it on the ground, and Pierce has got it and more as he busts through on a split roll. 15-yard pickup, gets the 2 through 6. As he is brought down inbounds at the 19-yard line. Now into the red zone are the Texans. 1st and 10. 1 minute, 15 seconds and counting left before halftime. Damian Pierce, 7 carries, 71 yards in this game. Another 10-yard catch through the air. Here's a little dump pass out to the right. Brandon Cooks has got it. A little 4-yard pickup to him. Cooks also tackled inbounds. Both teams all 3 timeouts, so not really a big factor here. Houston does take their first time out. Stops the clock with 1:07. Three wide receivers split out now. 2nd and 6 at the 15. Here's a pitch out and a good pickup of 5 yards. Not quite enough for a first down. Credit to the Washington Commanders coach, David Mugman, as he did call run on the play, but it went to the defensive card. And Damian Pierce picked up 5 yards. It's 3rd down and 1 now at the Washington 10-yard line. So that allows the flat pass to still be in play. Slight advantage to the offense there. Blocking back formation. 4-3 defense by the Commanders. Square out pass. Brandon Cooks is going to try to get it, and he can't. Incomplete. Davis Mills misses it on his card on the right column, and it's decision time for Rudy Gobin. Commanders trail 7-3. 52 seconds left before halftime. They have a 4th and 1 at the Commanders' 10-yard line. Their offensive line, not good at run blocking. And Kaimi Fairbairn is going to come out here for a field goal attempt. The safe play, a 27-yard field goal attempt is up, and it's good. And with 45 seconds remaining in Houston, the Commanders' lead has shrunk now 7-6. We're going to close this game. Let's see what else we have. So there we have Raiders and Broncos. It is still 9-3, 1 second left. Here is a big field goal attempt. No good. I got there just in time. So it is halftime. Vegas at Denver, 9-3. Raiders on top. They're going to take a short break here. We'll take a look at the stats. Very close. 166 to 160 is the yardage count. Vegas on top by 6 yards and by, ironically, 6 points at the half, 9-3. Josh Jacobs ended that half, 16 carries, 70 yards. Both quarterbacks, 17 attempts, 10 of 17 for Carr and 9 of 17 for Russell Wilson. So these two teams are going to take a 5-minute break. We could hold on. We could open that. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to close it because I don't like the way it's not opening. So let's try that. 1 second here. Well, everybody, I am absolutely going to have to reboot. I'll see you on the other side. Well, I'm back, so I guess multiple tech issues for me as well. So bear with me here. Let's see if we can't get the games back up and going again. All right, we are back up and underway. Third quarter in Denver. A little nervous to try the other games, but I think I'll go with this one for sure because it was running smoothly, it seemed like. All right, so looks like the Commanders are now trailing as the Texans in the third quarter have added a field goal. Third one for Kaimi Fairbairn. And chip away at the lead. Commanders now trail. First down run goes for a yard. Brian Robinson, 2nd and 9. Let's do a couple things here now that we're back up. Brian Robinson struggling so far. 10 carries, 32 yards. We'll give one more look at that, but I don't think that game ever got going. Yeah, that's what I thought. So that game never got going again as far as I can tell. So let's just do what we're doing. Let's stick with the two games that we've got. So we pick up action here. Early third quarter, Denver at home trails 9-3. 2nd and 20 for the Raiders. And Josh Jacobs going to try to run and give himself a better position on third down. Not much there, just a 5-yard gain. Result on 8, nestled between a pair of short gains. But Jacobs misses it in that wrong column. 3rd and 15. Raiders at the Denver 39. Already from there, that's a 2 through 8 and 12 field goal. Range goes out to the 40. So a 57-yard field goal for Daniel Carlson is 2 through 8 and 12. And on 3rd and 15, the Broncos are going to go to the 3-2-16 deep dime. 4 wide receivers splitting out here. Full spread formation for the Raiders. Car out of the shotgun, Amir Abdullah. at his side. And back to pass, looking short, and Carr got it. Just an 11-yard pickup, though. 4th and 4 at the Denver 28. So decision time here. It's 2 through 8 and 12, regardless. No variable factor. So a pretty makeable field goal, or you can go 4th and 4. Raiders are up 9-3. I think with those field goal odds, you take the field goal here and make sure you get past that one-score lead. But everybody's different. Let's see what Coach Paul Conte has in mind here. And he's thinking the same thing. Daniel Carlson's going to come out and try his 4th field goal attempt. And this one is up and good. Daniel Carlson, place kicker for the Raiders, on a heater, and he's got the Raiders up 12-3 on the road in a division matchup with the Broncos. Wanted to see about prior matchup here. Looks like the Broncos defeated the Raiders earlier in the year. So the Raiders trying to avoid the season sweep. Off to a good start here, up 12-3. After an incomplete pass by Russell Wilson, Broncos now 2nd and 10 at their own 25. Melvin Gordon in at tailback here. 2 tight ends set for the Broncos. And Wilson back to pass and brought down immediately. Sack on the play. Bilal Nichols. Loss of 4 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd and 14 for the Broncos at their own 21. Second sack of the game. Max Crosby had the other one. 3rd and 14, back to pass, and it's another sack, and it's Max Crosby again. Crosby with his 11th sack, 2nd of the game, and it's 4th and 22. And a bad punt, just a 37-yarder. And at midfield, that's a fair catch by Keelan Cole and the Broncos. Do nothing offensively and put the Raiders right back into the driver's seat at the 50-yard line. 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, 12-3 Raiders. Let's check in Houston. And looks like we are locked up there. And 1st and 10 play, deep ball to Devontae Adams, and it's incomplete. There was a penalty, and the Broncos were actually in the neutral zone, so 5-yard penalty. It's 1st and 5. Coach Paul Conte caught the defense napping, looking for a run call, and dialed up a deep pass, and oh, did he miss his numbers there. Those of you seeing it on the broadcast know what I'm talking about. 1st and 5 now at the 45. Blocking back set. Jacobs the tailback. All right. Looks like we're still having tech issues off and on. We're going to stay with it for a little bit longer. See if we can't finish these games up. All right, so wow. Looks like we just had an 8-yard loss. What did I miss? Yeah. And yet it's 1st and 10. There was an offsides penalty. So 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of Denver, run up the middle and a loss of a yard. Josh Jacobs, his 21st carry in this game. Kind of curious how many carries he has on the year compared to his peers, just considering how many he's putting up in this particular game. And 3 wide receivers going to split out here. Derek Carr out of the shotgun. Safety up close for the Broncos. They're showing blitz here. They're going to attempt him, but it's a quick slant over the middle and incomplete. Foster Moreau couldn't bring it in, missed it on the defensive card, caught the defense, look and run, but couldn't capitalize, and it's 3rd and 11 for Vegas. They're at the Denver 41 from here, just 1 yard shy of that 2 through 8 and 12 if Carlson wants to think about going for a 5th field goal. Raiders been winning on 3rd down today, 6 of 11, 55%. They got another one here, 3rd and 11. Carr out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers. Safety up close again for the Broncos. And it's a hitch again over the middle. Mac Hollis, and he's got it, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 1st down, 4th and 1. So decision time here for Coach Paul Conte. He's already up 12-3. 6 minutes left, 3rd quarter. He's got a 4th and 1 at the Denver 31. From here, it's a 2 through 8 and 12. And he is bringing Daniel Carlson out. 4th and 1. He's going to go for that field goal from 48 yards. Carlson. 2 through 8 and 12. It's up and it's good. Credit to the Broncos for their defense as it approaches the red zone, but they have given up 5 field goals. And the home team trails here 15-3. Making sure there's nothing else posted there. I don't see it. Broncos 1st down screen pass is good for 7 yards out across the 30. 2nd and 3 at their 32. Quarterbacks not exactly hitting their stride as of yet in this game. And on 2nd and 3, Wilson back to pass. He is looking short. Jerry Jeudy's the target. He's got it. 14-yard pickup. That went to the Raiders' defensive card. Previously referenced as a very poor rated card. Broncos' last 3 possessions have all ended in punts. And on 1st down, here's a flat pass for the Broncos. And nice yak yardage. 1st down. Pickup of 11. Russell Wilson hits Melvin Gordon. Now across midfield, 1st and 10 Broncos at the Raiders 43. The Raiders aren't the only one with a good leg at place kicker. Brandon McManus did miss a chippy early in the game. First down run off tackle and a good one. Melvin Gordon up near a first down, brought down a yard short, pick up a 9. 2nd down and 1 at the Vegas 34. One of 2 games in the AFC West tonight as the Chiefs will travel west and take on the LA Chargers in a nightcap. And on 2nd and 1, back to pass and looking deep, going to Jerry Jeudy. And instead, flushed out of the pocket. So Wilson's going to elect to look to a dump-off pass, and it's a yak opportunity. And good yardage. First down. 11-yard pass to Melvin Gordon again. Broncos now 1st and 10 at the 24. Wilson back to pass again. He looking deep. He's got Jerry Jeudy this time. Touchdown, Broncos. Russell Wilson, long pass right on his card. Hits the 3. And that is good for a touchdown pass. Our first touchdown in this game. And it couldn't have come at a better time for Denver as the field goals of Carlson were starting to take their toll. And Brandon McManus shanks the extra point. A big miss for McManus. It keeps the score at 15-9. Guess that's what I get for speaking highly of Brandon McManus. Nevertheless, we're back to a 1-score game suddenly. 15-9, a 6-point lead for the Raiders. 3:36 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Raiders right back to their blocking back run set. The safety up close for the Broncos, showing blitz here. So a little eye candy from the safety. And taking the bait, back to pass, looking short and incomplete. Derek Carr actually hit the interception split roll on the defense. Falls harmlessly to the ground, 2nd and 10. We've had a little bit of difficulty running more than one game tonight. Let's say that. We'll limit it to 2, but let's see if we can't find out what's going on with the Texans and the Commanders. Ooh, 4th quarter action, and it's a close one. Commanders added a recent field goal, and now they're up 10-9, a 1-point game, just 10 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Commanders on top. They have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 44. Quick slant over the middle, and that's going to be a nice pickup, 6 yards. Logan Thomas on the receiving end of that one. And on 2nd and 4, here's a little dump pass out to the side. Curtis Samuel, and he's got a first down. 8-yard pickup on his card on right. Curtis Samuel converts. Move the chains. Now 1st and 10 at the Houston 42-yard line. Defensive struggle. Down south. Here's a hitch over the middle to McLaurin, an empty zone. And McLaurin's through into the secondary and a pick up a 23. Got it on the defensive card. And that's into the red zone. Commanders now 1st and 10 at the Texans' 19-yard line. Nice call there from Coach David Mugman, finding the open flat zone. Here's a quick out pass. He's going after a zero-rated linebacker here, right back to Logan Thomas. That's a nice pickup of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Logan Thomas, his 7th catch of the game. 2nd and 3 at the 12-yard line. Texans in a 4-3. They bring their safety up close. He's showing blitz. Defense calls run, but it's a pass. Looking short. Wentz goes to Curtis Samuel. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Carson Wentz now 24 of 33, and now with 200 yards passing in this game. Puts the Commanders up by 7. The extra point by Joey Sly to extend it to 8, and it's through. And with 8:24 to go here in the fourth quarter, the Washington Commanders take a 17-9 lead on the road in Houston. Touchback on the ensuing kickoff, and the Texans will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25, down by 8. And it is now 16-15 Denver. So they have scored again. There must have been a quick turnover there. Yes, indeed, an interception and a turnover. And the Broncos have resumed the lead at home, 16-15. That's still third quarter. We'll be back for the finish on that one. Let's check out here. Texans down by 8. 2nd and 4. Back to pass, and he's going to be forced to scramble. And Davis Mills has enough legs to get that first down. 6-yard pickup. 1st and 10. Texans at their own 37. Halfway through the fourth quarter here. Mills back to pass. Little dump over the middle to the tailback, and it's good for 7. Caught the defense looking at run and got a nice pickup to the tailback. 2 catches on the day for Pierce. 2nd and 3. Texans at their own 44. They'll split out 3 wide receivers here. Here's a pitch out. Dameon Pierce on his card on wrong. He's got himself a first down. Brought down at the 50. Pickup of 6 on the play. And the Texans 1st and 10. Just over 6 minutes left on this fourth quarter clock. Off tackle run, Dameon Pierce again. Defense guessing pass, and Pierce has himself a 5-yard gain. Split roll opportunity on the defensive card. Could not convert. 2nd and 5. Dameon Pierce, 18 carries, 120 rush yards in this game. Back to pass, looking deep, and it is incomplete. There were 0 men in the zone, and the roll was defender, extra long gain, and a white die of 4 saves the day. Bobby McCain, just enough defense to bat that one away. 3rd and 5 now for the Texans. Back to pass. He's looking over the middle for a button hook, and there's 2 men in zone, incomplete. David Mugman doubled up the zone, and that was the difference. 4th and 5 now. Texans at the Washington 45-yard line. 5 minutes, 6 seconds remaining, so he could punt it, but he's going to go. So Coach Rudy Gobin, the rookie, going to go for it here. Aggressive call. 3 wide receivers split out. Pierce the tailback. Davis Mills sails under center. Nickel blitz from the defense. Pitch out against the pass defense, and Pierce gets to the edge and has a first down. Dameon Pierce got the wrong column on his card and got a +6 on 4th and 5 for the huge conversion. Now inside 5 minutes remaining. Texans at home. Down 8. 1st and 10 at the Washington 39. Little flat pass out to the right side. Nico Collins, and it's a receiver opportunity. Nothing doing, incomplete. And a flag on the offense backs it up 5 yards as well. Replay the down. 1st and 15 at the Washington 44. Washington in the 4-3-D. On 1st and 15, they're guessing run, but it's a pass. Little dump out to Jordan Akins. Good catch, and he's brought down at the 34-yard line, and a foul. Personal foul on the play as well. So a big play there from the Texans. And that'll get it into the red zone. 1st and 10. Texans at the 20-yard line of Washington. 4.5 minutes remaining in this one. Off tackle, Dameon Pierce. And he is going to pick up 4. Defense keyed him successfully on that play, but without a linebacker in that off tackle zone, it still was reading as 0 linebackers. 2nd and 6. Now at the 16, free safety, free to roam. 4-3 defensive set. Now to the 2 tight end set, it's a run off tackle, Dameon Pierce, and going nowhere. Injury on the play to Washington's Bobby McCain. Blocking back, could not make the block. It's 3rd and 5 Texans at the 15. 3 wide receivers are going to split out. Safety up close for the Commanders, showing blitz out of the nickel. Back to pass. Davis Mills looking short. It's no good. Incomplete. Missed it on the defensive card. 4 men. It's 4th and 5 Texans at the 15. 3 minutes remain. They do have all 3 timeouts, but you need 8. So they're going to go. Can't blame them here. 4th and 5 at the 15. Spread formation. 4 wide receivers split out. Tight end standing in the backfield behind Davis Mills. Out of the shotgun. Nickel from the Commanders. Here's a square out flat pass. 2 men in zone. It's got to go to the QB card for the Texans. It does. Davis Mills hits a short gain on his card, and he's got himself a touchdown pass. Rudy Gobin gets a dice avalanche at just the right time. And the clutch touchdown despite 2 men in zone. 17-15. 2:42 to go. Here comes the 2-point conversion to attempt to tie this game. Texans with 3 wide receivers on the field. Dameon Pierce, the tailback. 4-3 blitz here from the Commanders. David Mugman has his safety up close showing blitz. 2-point conversion attempt. Defense calls run. Back to pass. Davis Mills looks short to Nico Collins, and it's a split roll opportunity. Nico's got it. It's good. 2 through 8 was the roll. He hits it. And with 2:42 to remain in this one, Texans, Commanders tied 17 all. Flash update from Denver. 12 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Broncos punting it back to Oakland, or punting it back to Vegas. Broncos still up 16-15. So we got a couple of close games going to finish one after another. No new updates on the other action. One more game still kicking off later. Yours truly being featured. 1st and 10 at the 25 Commanders. Here's a hitch on 1st down to Terry McLaurin over the middle. And a yak opportunity for him from the quarterback card, and doing nothing. That pass is incomplete. 2nd and 10. Three wide receivers, 1 halfback now for the Commanders. Brian Robinson, the tailback. Wentz remains under center, but he's back to pass. Looking short to Cam Sims. And instead, Wentz is forced out of the pocket. He is flushed, and he's going to do a dump to the tailback. And Robinson has got himself 6-yard pickup, and that sets up 3rd and 4. Neither key team calls a timeout, and we have reached the 2-minute warning here in Houston. Commanders, Texans tied 17-17. 2-minute warning, big 3rd and 4. Commanders with 3 wide receivers on the field. Brian Robinson, the tailback, 4-2-5 defense here. Defense calls run. It is run right up the middle. Brian Robinson, no linebacker in zone. It goes to the running back card, and he's brought down immediately. Brian Robinson rolls a 5 on his card, and it is 4th and 5. The Commanders are going to have to punt, and we'll see if the Texans are going to burn that timeout here after that stop. And they do not. So the clock runs down to 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. The Commanders are punting from their 30. And Tressway gets off a good punt. 49 yards. Fielded at the 21-yard line by Desmond King of the Commanders, and he's going to be brought down immediately. And so here's our situation. 1 minute, 15 seconds remain. Tie ball game. Commanders, Texans, 17 apiece. Texans with the ball, all 3 timeouts. 1st and 10 at their 21. Mills back to pass. He's looking deep, and it is open. The safety had come up. It goes to the defensive card and incomplete. A terrible break for the Texans as he did get the 0-man column. And plenty of opportunities at that long gain. But he got the interception split roll instead. It's 2nd and 10. Three wide receivers again, splitting out here. Mills back to pass. Looking short. This time, Nico Collins. He's got it. 1st down yardage and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Stops the clock. 1 minute, 7 seconds left. Same 3 wide receivers splitting out. Nickel defense here from the Commanders. Mills back to pass. He is dialing it deep this time, and that ball is incomplete. Pass intended for Chris Moore. Interception split roll on the defensive card again. Missed it. 2nd and 10. 60 seconds remain in regulation. Texans with possession, looking to break this tie. They split 3 wide receivers out again. And Mills back to pass one more time. And he's actually lost the ball. Snap fumble. It's loose. Houston at their own 33. Let's see if they recover it, and they do. Texans recover their own snap fumble. They just fall on the ball. Huge break on that fumble recovery. Disaster averted. Home team. It made the fans nervous. Now 3rd and 10 for the Texans at their own 33. And the Texans have taken their first time out. 52 seconds remaining, correcting the time. 4 wide receivers now splitting out for the Texans, and a 3-2-6 deep dime from the Commanders. They are showing blitz, though. Back to pass, looking short, and got it. 1st down yardage. Rex Burkhead out of the backfield moves the sticks. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. I assume we're going to get a timeout here again from the Texans. And we do. Texans down to 1 timeout. 1st and 10 at their own 43. Texas place kicker Kaimi Fairbairn. 2 through 7 deep range goes out to the 39. You add the variable. He gets close to the 40. So he's close. 1st and 10 at their own 43. And back to pass. He is flushed out of the pocket. Davis Mills now with a flat pass and a yak opportunity. And that is going to be caught. And 1st down yardage across midfield and all the way down to the 34-yard line of Washington. a pickup of 23 yards. Jordan Akins on the reception. Every bit of that yardage coming from Yak. Akins, a B-rated Yak, out of the backfield as the blocking fullback. So a huge play. 1st and 10 at the 34. Now 37 seconds remain. The Texans have used their final timeout. Here's a 1st and 10, square out pass. Brandon Cooks receiver opportunity. Cooks has it. 6-yard pickup, but he's tackled inbounds. Kendall Fuller with a nice tackle. 2nd and 4 at the 28. He does not have a timeout. And he has spiked the ball. 22 seconds left. 3rd and 4 at the 28. Here comes the field goal attempt. Kaimi Fairburn from 45 yards. That kick is up, and it is good. And the Houston Texans, with 11 points in the 4th quarter, get the comeback and win this one 20-17. And, as soon as I'm saying that, I ignore that there are 15 seconds remaining. Here's a squib kick. 8 seconds left for the Commanders. 4 wide receivers are going to split out. I'll invite both coaches. And that Hail Mary is intercepted by the Texans, and that's going to do it. Texans with a 4th quarter comeback. Walk away with a home victory against the Commanders. All right, so that game is done. We've got a couple things to do. Let's first come over here. And 6 minutes plus remaining. Broncos in the red zone, already up 16-15. Looking to add to it. Back to pass. Short. Cortland Sutton. He's got it. Touchdown. And the Broncos extend to a 7-point lead. Extra point to extend to an 8-point lead. Brandon McManus. He's already missed a couple kicks today. That one's good. And with 6 minutes to go, Broncos at home have come storming back. They once trailed 15-3. Coach David Kukofka and his Broncos have now put up 20 unanswered points here in the second half and have taken an 8-point lead, 23-15 on Paul Conti and the Raiders. Let's take a look at StreamYard, make sure we don't have any coaches there. At present, we do not. And so we return. Raiders back to pass. Carr short, and it's good. 12-yard pickup. Derek Carr to Darren Waller. First and 10, Raiders at their own 37. Broncos have their safety up close. They're showing blitz out of the 3-4. And last we saw this game, Josh Jacobs had 21 carries, and it was still pretty early. Defense calls run, and it's a deep pass, and no good, incomplete. Safety was in the zone deep, but the Broncos called run defense, and it was a long pass. But the target was Foster Moreau, and so when receiver became a roll, well, that's when you needed Devontae Adams. Foster Moreau rolls the 7, couldn't get it, 2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers. Splitting out for the Raiders. Carr out of the shotgun. Showing blitz out of the nickel. Back to pass. Looking deep and no good. Incomplete. Aggressive play calling here by Coach Paul Conti. But he misses it. 3rd and 10. Raiders from their own 37. Raiders are down by 8. 5 minutes, 6 seconds remaining. So you got to figure he's probably punting if he doesn't convert here. Unless he gets close. Let's see what happens. Carr out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Back to pass, looking deep once again, and incomplete. Defense doubled Devontae Adams, and the pass went to Mac Hollis. But Carr couldn't hit his number, just missed it. And it's 4th and 10. Decision time for Paul Conti. Trailing by 8, 4:48 left at his own 37. And that decision is made. Raiders are going to go for this. High leverage play. Broncos with a chance to really flip the odds here. And about put it away. Here comes a button hook. Empty zone. And +6. Yak opportunity. Jacobs going to try to finish it off. And he does. Josh Jacobs with a big first down catch and run. 23-yard net. Across midfield. First down at the Broncos 40-yard line. So a huge first down, or I should say 4th down conversion there by the Raiders. Just when they needed it. Raiders still trail by 8. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Broncos defense guesses run. Here comes a short pass. It's good. And Devontae Adams is out of bounds at the Denver 27. His 5th catch of this game. Pick up a 13. 2 tight ends set for the Raiders. 3-4 here from the Broncos. Both teams battling to even their record at 5-5. And again, the Broncos call run on defense, and it's a square out pass, incomplete. The Broncos, Coach Kukofka did put 2 linebackers in the correct flat zone, and that proved to be his saving grace there, forcing the incompletion, 2nd and 10. .336 remains. All 3 timeouts, both teams. Broncos up by 8 at home. 3 wide receivers now out for Derek Carr. He's out of the shotgun. Safety up close again, showing blitz. Here's a quick slant over the middle to the tight end, and it's going to be actually a dead ball penalty. That's against the Raiders. Back them up. So 2nd and 15 at the Denver 32. Once again, 3 wide receivers are going to split out for Derek Carr. Broncos now back into the nickel. He's been aggressive, showing blitz with that safety. This time the safety goes to the short pass zone, but it's a deep ball to an empty zone. But it's going to be a flush, so some pressure saves the day there for the defense. The flush goes to... That's out of bounds. I'm sorry. That flush pass went to Devontae Adams. It's good for 13 yards. And it sets up a 3rd and 2 for the Raiders, now into the red zone at the Denver 19. 3 minutes, 18 seconds left. So a big 3rd and 2 coming up here for Vegas. They'll again split out 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. It's Jacobs. Broncos out of the 3-4. Coach Kukofka's kept that extra linebacker in a lot today against those 3 wide receivers. Raiders need the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to tie. 3rd and 2, run right up the middle, and it's first down yardage. Josh Jacobs with a pickup of 5, and it's 1st and 10 now at the 14-yard line. Clock now under 2:45 and counting. 2 tight ends now in the offense here for Coach Paul Conti. Safety up close, showing blitz out of the 3-4 for the Broncos. I think you might be looking for a dump pass to Waller maybe here, with his catch average being 13.9. Defense guesses run. It's a short pass. Devontae Adams, he's got it. First down, brought down inside the 5 at the 2-yard line. A pickup of 12. 7th catch on the day for the Devontae Adams. and the Raiders are first and goal at the 2. 2 minutes, 6 seconds remain. And the Raiders bring in 3 running backs, 2 tight ends. Three, 4 blitz here shown by the Broncos. And the key's on the running back. Back to pass. He's looking short. Receiver opportunity. Waller cannot bring it in. Darren Waller with incompletions on short wrong on 6, 9, and 12. Rolls the 9. It's second and goal at the 2 as we reach the 2-minute warning here in Denver. AFC West showdown. Broncos at home are up by 8, 23-15. Raiders on the doorstep. Second and goal at the 2. The key is on the quarterback this time. Run up the middle. Brandon Bolden. He's in there. Touchdown. Brandon Bolden with a 2-yard touchdown dive. And it's 23-21 Broncos. And the Raiders, with 1:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter, trying to get the 2-point conversion to tie this one up. The game we just did a moment ago, the Texans got the 2-point conversion they needed, and they managed to get the ball back and win it in regulation with a field goal. We'll see if the Raiders can get their 2-point conversion here. 3 wide receivers splitting out, 1 halfback. 3-4 defense. The defense guesses pass. It's a run up the middle, and that's right into the end zone. 2-point conversion, Josh Jacobs, and this game is all knotted up at 23 as the game crashes on me. Let's get it back up, shall we? I'm going to need that game number again. We've had a lot of games with some rough tech issues tonight, but we've also had a couple of fantastic finishes that we managed to watch. There's our game. And we're back just in time for a personal foul and a big one. So the Raiders tied at Broncos after that personal foul. 1st and 10 at their own 35. 1:30 remains, and both teams all 3 timeouts. So dangerous times here for both of these teams. The Broncos going to split out 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Raiders going to show a 4-2-5. So a little eye candy in that look-in zone. Linebacker covers it. It's an off tackle, and Latavius Murray with a good first down pickup of 5 yards. 2nd and 5 at the 40. Broncos burn their first timeout. Brandon McManus has struggled today, but you get him around the 40-yard line, and the odds say he's a good kicker. So about 20 yards away from field goal range. 1:22 remains. And again, the Raiders showing that 4-2-5 defense. He pulled the free safety into that zone last time. We'll see what he does this time. Broncos with 3 wide receivers. Chase Edmonds is in the backfield. Back to pass. Looking deep and no good. Just missed it. Russell Wilson targeting Jerry Jeudy, and we saw him hit that 3 for a touchdown to Jeudy earlier in this game, but this time he rolled the snake eyes. Just missed it. 3rd and 5 Broncos at their 40. 1:15 remains, fourth quarter. Tied with the Raiders at 23. So a huge play here on 3rd down. Again, 3 wide receivers. Latavius Murray is the deep tailback. I don't think they'll be running on 3rd and 5, but we'll see. Nickel defense here from the Raiders. And he is indeed going to run with it. Off tackle left and just a yard. Crossed me up. I didn't think with a 3 wide receiver, 1 halfback set he would do that. Picks up just a yard on wrong on his card. So it's 4th and 4 at their own 41. And the Raiders call a timeout. Both teams now with 2. And the Broncos are going to be looking to punt here. 4th and 4 at their 41. And there's a 49-yard punt going to be fielded at the 10-yard line for the Raiders by Keenan Cole. And a nice return, 6 yards. And the Vegas Raiders will take over 1st and 10 at their 16-yard line. Exactly a minute to go here in the 4th quarter. Tie ball game. Divisional showdown. Raiders have outgained the Broncos in this one, 365 to 302. These two teams so far have played turnover-free football. I say that. Let me verify that, actually. I'm not sure that's right. Actually, hold that thought. Back to pass. He was looking deep, but flushed now and forced to go to the flat as Derek Carr. And it's going to be a nice pickup, 8 yards. Josh Jacobs does not get out of bounds. 2nd and 2 at the 24. And they let the clock run. Now down to 37 seconds remaining. Both teams with 2 timeouts let that clock run there. Raiders 2nd and 2 at the 24. Still out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Nickel blitz shown here. Safety showing blitz. And if I'm Paul Conte, I'm dialing up a pass here. He does indeed. Looking deep to Devontae Adams. There is a man in that deep zone. And we have an interception split roll on the defensive card. It is picked off. Picked off by the Broncos just across the 50 on their side of the field. Return inside the 45 and down to the 43 of Vegas with 22 seconds remaining. So just as I criticized the Broncos for a little bait with that free safety, that bait flushes out a deep pass and an interception, and all of a sudden the Broncos with an opportunity here to maybe sneak out one after that interception. 1st and 10 at the 43 of Vegas. Interception by Caden Stearns. And I mentioned earlier, these two teams had played turnover-free football. That was not true. They both had an interception prior to that. Now 2 picks for Derek Carr. 1st and 10 at the Vegas 43, already on the fringe of field goal range. Back to pass, looking short and no good, incomplete. 22 seconds remains. At the Vegas 43 is where we are. The 38-yard line is the edge of the range, and it's 2 through 7, 11, and 12. So a couple more yards is needed to get that variable chance. 3 wide receivers split out here. 1 halfback. So not a run-friendly formation. Latavius Murray is going to be the tailback in the deep eye. Russell Wilson stays under center. And a 4-2-5 defense here from Vegas. So again, with a little eye candy over the middle in that look-in zone. Both teams 2 timeouts. Big play here. Russell Wilson back to pass, and he is brought down. Sack on the play. Bilal Nichols with his 2nd sack of the game. A loss of 12. And we'll see if Denver even bothers to call timeout. They're 3rd and 22 at their own 45. I think you got to call it, and they do. Actually, it's the Raiders that call the timeout. So it stops the clock with 15 seconds. Broncos 3rd and 22. They're at their own 45. You know, a 13, 12, 13, 14-yard pass here gives them an opportunity for that variable. Raiders out of the deep dime. Chase Edmonds is the tailback. 2 tight end formation for the Broncos. And I would imagine Coach Paul Conte will concede the run. And he does a draw. Off-tackle draw and a pickup of 6. That gets it to the Vegas 49, 4th and 16. So that's not going to do it. He was looking for a couple of the breakaway runs that were available there for Chase Edmonds. Didn't get it. So we'll see if either team wants to burn the timeout here. They do not, and the clock runs out. And we have gone to overtime here in Denver. AFC West showdown, Raiders and Broncos tied at 23. Raiders coach Paul requests a 1-minute break. I can only respect that. So these guys will be back in a second here. Let me take a look at my messages to see what we have. All right, nothing doing there. So let's take a look at the box score here as we head to overtime. And as you can see, this game was really dominated early by Daniel Carlson. So I mentioned it at the time when it was 15-3 Raiders that you had to give some credit to Coach Kukofka. At least he had made some critical stops to hold the Raiders to 5 field goal attempts through that 6-minute mark of the third quarter. And it kept them in the game. And sure enough, they bought some time and got back in the game, and now we're into overtime, tied at 23, and we're underway. Broncos get the opening kick, and we'll start at their own 25. And they'll begin with Latavius Murray at tailback. In the run set, blocking back. Raiders out of the 4-3. Back to pass. He's looking short. Jerry Jeudy, no good. Incomplete. Russell Wilson can't find it on his card. It's 2nd and 10. High drama right there at the end, but nobody could get that last field goal. Josh Jacobs, 26 carries, but just a 3.2 average. Broncos have had more good fortune on the run today, it looks like. And on 2nd and 10, 3 wide receivers now, splitting out for the Broncos, but it's an off-tackle run into a pass defense, Latavius Murray, and he's got 5. Murray hits his card on wrong. Cuts in half the yardage, and it's 3rd and 5 now, Denver from their own 30. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback now. It's still Latavius Murray. And we'll see if the Raiders match. They do. 3-3-5 nickel comes out. All the linebackers are 4s if you're looking to target that. And Russell Wilson back to pass, short. And that's going to be good. 15-yard completion. Jerry Jeudy beats the defender with a 5 on the white die. Rock Ya-Sin could not make the breakup, and it's 1st and 10 now. Broncos out to their 45. Russell Wilson now 20 for 37 for 245 yards and 3 touchdowns, attacking the very poor rated pass defense. There's a 1st down run. Brought down immediately is Latavius Murray. Tackle on the play, Divine Diablo. Lack of a blocking back in that 2 tight end set was the difference. 2nd and 10. As we mentioned earlier, the Broncos beat the Raiders in the earlier matchup. So the Broncos looking to earn a season sweep of the Raiders with this win here and to even their record at 5-5. 2nd and 10, button hook to the tailback. Murray over the middle. He's got it, but just a 4-yard pickup. And that sets up 3rd down and 6. Denver at their own 49-yard line. Broncos losing the third down game all day, 3 for 11. Whereas the Raiders are 8 for 17. And on 3rd and 6, 2 tight ends. Latavius Murray still the tailback. And the Raiders are going to show a 4-2-5 defense here. So Paul Conti featuring that periodically throughout the second half. Big 3rd and 6. Wilson back to pass. He looks short, goes to the defensive card, and hits his man. Cortland Sutton has it, a 13-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the Vegas 38. As the Broncos now officially march into field goal range. Field goal does not win it, as this is the first possession of overtime. Broncos need a touchdown for the walk-off victory here. 1st down run off tackle and a good pickup. Latavius Murray, 8 yards. Hitting his off tackle wrong column. 2nd down and 2 at the 30. Just over 6 minutes remains in overtime. And on 2nd and 2, Broncos split out 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Kendall Hinton in the slot. 4-2-5 defense here from Paul Conti's Raiders. Here's a run off tackle. Defense calls run, and it's still a pickup of 3 and a 1st down. Latavius Murray moves the sticks on the right column on his card. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 27 of the Raiders. Here comes the 12th play of the drive. 2 tight end formation. Raiders out of a 4-3 defense. Back to pass is Wilson. And he is flushed. He was looking for Jerry Jeudy, but he's going to do a dump off. This is going to the tailback, and Latavius Murray's got it. And he's got a 1st down, and he is inside the 15 and down to the 12. Pickup of 16 on the defensive card. Broncos now into the red zone and looking to treat their home fans with a walk-off win. Coach Paul Conti desperately trying to hold to a field goal attempt here. 2 tight end formation. Latavius Murray still the tailback. Raiders out of the 4-3. Back to pass. Wilson looking short. Receiver opportunity. Cortland Sutton's got it. Touchdown Broncos. Walk-off winner. And the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson win this one with their 4th touchdown pass of the game. Denver Broncos sweep the Raiders and improve to 5-5 on the season. Now a game and a half behind the division-leading Chiefs, who will be playing the Chargers in LA momentarily. We'll take a look at the box score here while we give the coaches an opportunity to pop in. I don't expect them, but you never know. They might show up. No big problem if they don't. And again, boy, all those field goals early, you look at that box score and you see that from Daniel Carlson, and yeah, that eventually came back to bite you. Although the red zone percentage, actually not as bad as it would look. Raiders 71% in the red zone and Denver 75%. Some of that's, of course, skewed by those field goals early being from outside the red zone in many cases. But nonetheless, Broncos defense stiffened up when field goal range was in play. And that managed to keep them in the game long enough to make a comeback. And we welcome David Kukofka to the broadcast. David, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
That was fun. That was good.
Yeah, congratulations on not just a victory, but evening your record and a season sweep of the Raiders tonight.
I
How
know.
about that?
I know. I was I was down by a lot. I didn't think I'd come back. I couldn't kick a field goal. I mean, I missed 2 field goals.
Yes.
Extra point in a field goal. So, but yeah, it was good.
I saw that McManus was killing you, and I felt bad because I was just saying, hey, Raiders aren't the only one with a kicker because Carlson had his 5 field goals. But, that was really, I thought, the difference in the game. Something I've referred to a couple times on the broadcast is even though the red zone percentage ended up kind of being similar because some of those field goals were outside the red zone, your defense making all those stops early to hold them to those 5 field goal attempts is what bought you the time to figure things out offensively and make that comeback. So that was really good on your part.
I was happy. And then defensively, I just had to stop Jacobs. And then he didn't, I either pushed run and took away the flat pass from him, or I hit pass and just blitzed the run, and I got the good rolls. So it was good.
Yeah, well, Jacobs ended up with 26 carries, but you managed to hold him pretty good, 3.2 a carry in this game. So, you obviously were mixing up. And I remember early on, a lot of times I was calling out that you were making good calls. So I think it could have been worse, and I think you made some real good calls defensively that allowed you to just fight through the adversity and get the win.
The first half he had 71 yards and he was averaging like 5 a carry. And then I just decided, I had to just don't get hurt by Devontae. He didn't use Devontae very much, and it was fine. So, yeah, it was good, though. But thanks for taping it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Congratulations on the win. That's back-to-back for you, and I guess I'll be seeing you on the field here in the coming weeks, my friend.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah, take care. Bye. Thanks for stopping by.
All
right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. That's it for USFFL action. We do have one more game tonight. I'd broadcast it, but I'm going to be busy playing. So we'll wrap it up here. Thanks again, though, for our coach for showing up. Thanks to David Kukofka, and congratulations to him on his win and to all our winners tonight. USFFL rolls on. We appreciate it.